welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going to really get into something we all do every day, talking about clothes and what people are doing. Think about it, right? We see clothes, we wear clothes, we talk about actions all the time. So our mission today is simple. We want to give you easy, practical ways to use English for these things. Things like describing outfits, knowing what to say when you're shopping, even fixing those little mistakes when getting dressed. The idea is just to help you feel, more confident using English in these everyday spots.
Exactly. It's something we see constantly, but talking about it clearly, well, that can sometimes be tricky. We're going to look at the words, yes, but also how to use them naturally in conversation. It's about making your English work for you in real life.
Okay, let's dive in then. Starting with the basics. We see someone, maybe across the street or, in a cafe. What are they wearing? How do we start talking about that?
Good question. Let's start with the names of the clothes themselves. You probably know many by sight, but having the right English word is key. Let's think maybe head to toe.
Sounds good.
Okay, on your head, maybe you wear a hat. Now, hat is very general. It could be a warm beanie in winter,
Right.
or a baseball cap for a casual look, or even a bigger hat for sun protection in summer. A hat isn't just functional, it often says something about style, too.
Okay, makes sense. Moving down.
Right. The upper body. Lots of options here. A shirt is a very common word. Usually it means something with like a collar and buttons, often worn by men.
Okay.
For women, a similar kind of top, maybe a bit looser or dressier. We often call that a blouse.
Blouse. Got it.
Then there's the super common t-shirt, short sleeves, no collar, usually cotton, very casual.
Everyone knows t-shirts.
Pretty much. And for warmth, you might put a sweater over your shirt, often made of wool or something warm like that.
Like a jumper in British English.
Exactly, same thing. And a jacket that's like a short coat.
Yeah.
You wear it outdoors or maybe just for style sometimes.
Okay, that covers a lot of tops. But what about tops without sleeves? Or those really comfy ones with hoods?
Ah, yes, good ones. A tank top is a shirt with no sleeves at all.
Yeah.
Great for hot weather or maybe wearing under something else.
Right?
And the hoodie, very popular. It's basically a sweater or sometimes a sweatshirt, but it has a hood attached. Hoodies are all about comfort. A lot of them have a zipper down the front too.
Yeah, you could open them up.
Right, and often they have that big pocket in the front.
The kangaroo pocket.
Kind of like that, yes, for your hands or phone or whatever. Now, a sweatshirt is similar, also casual, also warm, but usually no hood, no zipper, just a comfy pullover top.
Okay, hoodie has a hood. Sweatshirt usually doesn't. Simple enough. What about the bottom half?
For the lower body, we usually say pants. Now, remember, in English, pants is always plural. Like scissors.
Oh, right. Never a pant.
Never a pant. We say a pair of pants if you mean one item.
Okay.
And we can be more specific. Jeans are probably the most common type of pants, made from that blue denim material.
Definitely.
If it's warm, you might wear shorts. They're like pants, but, well, short. They end above the knee. Again, a pair of shorts.
Pair of shorts. Okay.
And for relaxing at home or maybe exercise, sweatpants.
Yeah.
Very soft, loose pants, super comfortable, like the sweatshirt material often.
Ah, makes sense. Sweatshirt, sweatpants.
Exactly. Then you have clothes that cover the whole body in one piece, like a dress. That covers the top and bottom, usually worn by women.
Right.
Or a skirt, which only covers the bottom part from the waist down. Again, usually for women.
Okay. Tops, bottoms, dresses, skirts. What about smaller things, like for hands or feet or accessories?
Good point. Accessories. For your hands in winter, you wear gloves.
A pair of gloves.
A pair of gloves, yes. Around your neck, maybe a scarf. could be for warmth, could just be for style.
Oh,
like
yeah.
for very formal events, maybe work. Men often wear a suit that's a matching jacket and pants. And with a suit, usually a necktie that goes around the neck with a collared shirt.
Tie, yes.
And to keep your pants up, you might need a belt, goes through the loops on the pants.
Right.
And for your eyes, if it's sunny, sunglasses. Again, usually a pair of sunglasses.
Lots of pairs.
Yes, lots of things come in pairs, like feet. So
Yeah.
4 feet. The general word is shoes, a pair of shoes.
Okay.
For sports or just walking around casually, you probably wear sneakers or trainers in the UK.
Sneakers, trainers, got it.
For women wanting something more formal or maybe just taller, there are high heels, shoes with a high heel.
Right.
In warm weather, sandals are great. They're open shoes, let your feet breathe. And even more casual, just for the beach or around the house maybe, flip-flops. Just a sole and a strap between your toes.
Flip-flops, yeah, very casual.
And for cold or wet weather, boots. They cover your whole foot and your ankle, sometimes higher up your leg.
Wow, that's a lot of clothes. That's a really good list.
Yeah.
And you mentioned something earlier about the word clothes itself being tricky. Can we talk about that for a second?
Absolutely. It's a really common point of confusion. The word clothes, well, it's uncountable in English.
Uncountable, meaning...
Meaning you can't put a number directly before it. You don't say 1 clothes or 2 clothes.
Okay, so how do you count them?
If you want to talk about a single item like 1 shirt, you say 1 piece of clothing.
A piece of clothing.
Exactly. So a shirt is a piece of clothing. Pants are a piece of clothing. A hat is a piece of clothing. If you have a shirt and pants, that's 2 pieces of clothing.
Okay, that makes sense. Piece of clothing.
And remember those items we said come in pairs, like pants, shorts, jeans, sunglasses, gloves?
Yes.
We usually say a pair of pants, a pair of shorts, a pair of jeans. That refers to 1 single item, even though the word looks plural.
So a pair of pants is 1 item, and it's also 1 piece of clothing.
Yes, exactly right. It helps clarify you mean just the one thing. It's a bit like saying a piece of information. Information is also uncountable.
Okay, piece of clothing and pair of for things like pants. That's really useful, very practical. So we know the names now, lots of names. But just saying a shirt or a dress isn't very descriptive, is it? We need more detail.
You're absolutely right. Knowing the name is step 1. Step 2 is adding details. What does it look like? We can talk about its color, its pattern, does it have a design, and the material it's made from. What does it feel like?
Okay, color, pattern, material. Let's start with color.
Sure. We all know basic colors like red, blue, green, yellow, but for clothes, sometimes we use more specific shades. For example, khaki. That's a kind of light brownish yellow. You see it a lot in casual pants or shorts.
Khaki, right?
Navy is a very dark blue, almost black sometimes, very common for suits or smart jackets.
Okay.
Sky blue is, well, like the sky, a nice light blue. Lilac is a soft, pale purple color.
Like the flower.
Exactly. Aqua is a greenish blue, like tropical water, maybe?
Oh, pretty.
Burgundy is a deep red, like red wine. And beige is a light sandy brown color, very neutral.
Knowing those extra colors definitely helps paint a better picture. What about patterns? Clothes aren't always just 1 color.
Very true. Patterns add a lot of interest. First, if there's no pattern at all, just 1 solid color, we say it's plain, like a plain white t-shirt.
Plain. Easy enough.
Right. But if it does have a design, we need more words. Plaid or check these have lines crossing to make squares. Like on some shirts or skirts, you can say plaid or checked.
Plaid and check, similar idea.
Pretty much, yes. Sometimes plaid implies larger squares or more colors, but often they're used interchangeably. Then there's gingham. That's a specific type of check pattern, usually white and 1 other color, making small squares. Kind of a classic summery look.
Okay, gingham.
Argyle is a pattern with diamonds. You often see it on sweaters or socks.
Diamonds, right.
Polka dot means lots of little circles on the fabric. Can be fun, maybe a bit retro.
Polka dots, yes.
Striped means it has lines. Thin lines, thick lines, lines going up and down or side to side.
Okay, striped.
And printed is a very general word. It just means there's some kind of picture or design printed on the fabric. You can be more specific, like a floral print dress has flowers.
Floral means flowers.
Right. Or maybe a fruit print t-shirt. If you just want to say it has some kind of design, but you don't know the specific name, you can just say it's patterned.
Patterned is the general word.
Okay.
Floral print, fruit print. Those are really descriptive.
They are. They give a really clear image.
Okay, colors, patterns. What was the third thing? Material. What it's made of.
Exactly. The material tells you how it feels, maybe how warm it is, how it hangs on the body. Cotton is super common, soft, natural, used for t-shirts, jeans, lots of things. It breathes well, so it's comfortable.
Cotton, yeah.
Wool or woolen, that's usually from sheep. It's warm. Think sweaters, coats, warm socks.
Wool for winter.
Definitely. Leather comes from animal skin. It's strong, can be shiny, used for jackets, shoes, belts, bags.
Leather jacket, classic.
It is. Silk is very smooth, very soft, feels luxurious, often a bit shiny. Used for scarves, nice blouses, dresses.
Silk sounds fancy.
It often is. Denim, we mentioned this for jeans. It's that strong cotton fabric, usually blue, very durable.
Right, denim for jeans.
Nylon is man-made, synthetic. It's strong, light, and dries quickly. So you find it in like sportswear, swimsuits, sometimes dresses.
Okay, nylon.
And one more, maybe velour. It's a soft, velvety fabric, almost like velvet, but maybe stretchier, more casual. Think tracksuits, comfy clothes.
Velour tracksuits, right.
So now we have all these details. Color, pattern, material, and the item itself. Is there an order to say them in? Yes, there is. And it's good to know because it makes your description sound really natural. Usually the order is color, then pattern, then material, then the clothing item.
Color, pattern, material, item.
Okay, so you'd say a purple check cotton shirt.
Purple color, check, pattern, cotton material, shirt. Got it.
Exactly. And don't forget the little words like a or an at the very beginning. Oh, and there's a small exception for plain. Remember, plain means no pattern.
Yes.
Because it's describing the lack of pattern, it actually comes before the color. So you'd say a plain yellow cotton dress.
Plain, then color. Okay.
Yep.
A plain yellow cotton dress.
You got it.
So let me try. A floral print silk scarf.
Perfect. Floral print pattern, silk material,
Yeah.
scarf item, color isn't mentioned there, which is fine.
Okay. Or a plain denim shirt.
Excellent. Plain, then denim material, which often implies blue color, then shirt.
Or a striped cotton top.
Yep. Striped pattern, cotton material, cup item. That's exactly the natural order.
Great. This really helps build a clear picture. It's like putting puzzle pieces together.
It is. You go from just a shirt to something much more specific and visual.
Okay, so we're getting good at describing what people wear, but
Yeah.
people are usually doing something too, right? They're not just statues. How do we combine describing clothes with describing what someone is doing right now?
Now we bring in the action. For actions happening right now, as we speak, we use the present continuous tense.
Present continuous, that sounds grammatical.
It is, but it's actually pretty simple to use. You just need the verb to be, meaning am, is, or are, plus the action verb with ing added to the end.
Be plus verbing, okay? Like, I am talking, you are listening.
Exactly. Perfect examples. Those are actions happening right now. Let's think of some other common actions. You might see someone doing laundry, washing clothes,
Doing laundry, okay.
or someone could be talking on the telephone. Maybe someone is listening to music, perhaps with headphones.
Listening to music. Yeah.
Or if they're outside, maybe someone is riding a bike. These are all be plus verbing. She is doing laundry. He is talking. She is listening. He is writing.
Okay, I see the pattern. Is, are, plus the ing.
That's the one. Now, the really cool part is combining the close description with the action description.
Ah, putting it all together.
Exactly. You just link them with "and." So imagine you see a man, you could say. He's wearing a plain gray cotton cardigan and blue denim jeans.
Okay, that's the
And
clue.
he's talking on the telephone.
Ah, closed description and the action description.
Precisely. Or another one. She's wearing a black and white printed nylon dress and black high heels,
Yeah.
and she's listening to music.
Wow, okay. That makes the description really complete. You see the person, their clothes, and what they're up to.
It makes your observations much more dynamic, doesn't it? More like telling a little story about what you see.
It really does. Okay, this is super helpful for just describing the world. Now, let's think about a place where we use these words a lot. When we go shopping for clothes, let's imagine we're walking into a clothing store now. Everyone loves finding a bargain, right? Getting a good price. What are the words we hear or use when clothes are cheaper?
Yes, shopping language. Very important. The most common phrase you'll see everywhere is "on sale." If something is on sale, it means its price is lower than usual, but probably just for a limited time.
On sale, like a summer sale or something.
Exactly. Stores have sales periods. Here's a little tip. Often, winter clothes go on sale in the spring or summer, and summer clothes go on sale in the fall or winter.
Buy off season for a better price.
That's the idea. Another term is marked down. This usually means the price has been lowered permanently. Maybe the store has too many, or it's the end of the season. So if a tag shows an old price crossed out and a new lower price, it's been marked down. For example, was $50, now $35.
Marked down, okay.
And if you find something that's really good value for the money, you can say, wow, that's a great deal.
A great deal. I like the sound of that.
Me too. Stores also often have a special section, maybe in the back, called the clearance aisle or clearance section. Clearance means the store wants to get rid of these items quickly, maybe to make room for new clothes. So prices in the clearance section are usually really low.
The clearance aisle. Good place to look for bargains then.
Definitely worth checking out.
Okay, so those are words the store uses. But what if I want to try and get a better price, maybe in a smaller shop or a market, not a big department store? Can I ask for a discount?
In some situations, yes, you can negotiate, especially in smaller shops or markets. It depends on the culture and the store, of course. A polite way to ask for the lowest price they can offer is, "What's your best price?"
What's your best price? Okay, direct but polite.
Yes. Now imagine you offer a price and the seller offers a slightly higher price and you're stuck in the middle.
Yeah.
You can suggest, let's split the difference.
Split the difference. What does that mean?
It means you agree on a price exactly in the middle of your offer and their offer. So if you said $40 and they said $50, splitting the difference would mean agreeing on $45.
Meet in the middle. Okay, split the difference.
Exactly. And once you finally agree on a price, you can say, let's shake on it. And you might actually shake hands to show you both agree to the deal. It confirms the agreement.
Shake on it, like sealing the deal.
Precisely.
Okay, useful for bargaining. Now, back in a regular store, I see a shirt I like, but maybe I want it in blue, not red. How do I ask if they have other options?
Very common situation. You can ask the shop assistant, excuse me, does this come in blue or does it come in black? Just put the color you want after. Does it come in?
Does it come in green? Does it come in size large?
Yes, you can use it for size 2. Does it come in a medium? Perfect.
And what if they don't have it? What do they say?
They might say, sorry, we're sold out of the blue one, or we're sold out in size medium. Sold out means they used to have it, but they have no more left because people bought them all.
Sold out. Okay, so I was too late.
Possibly, it means it was popular.
Right. So let's say they do have it in my size and color.
Yeah.
Before I buy it, I need to know if it looks good on me. What's the next step?
The absolutely essential next step is to try it on.
Try it on.
Yes, you need to actually put the clothes on your body to see how they look and feel.
And where do you do that?
You go to the fitting rooms or dressing rooms, those little private rooms or curtained areas in the store.
Fitting rooms, okay.
No, when you try something on, there are two really important words to know the difference between fit and suit.
Fit and suit. They sound similar.
They do, but they mean different things, and it's a common point of confusion. Fit is about the size. If something fits you, it means it's the correct size for your body. Not too big, not too small.
Okay, fit size.
Right. So you might say, these jeans fit me perfectly. The size is right. Suit is about the style or appearance. If something suits you, it means it looks good on you. It matches your style, your body shape, your coloring.
Suit looks good on me.
Exactly. So you could say, I like this jacket, but the color doesn't really suit me. The size might be perfect, it might fit well, but the color just doesn't look good on you.
So something can fit, but not suit. Or suit, but not fit.
Absolutely. A bright orange sweater might really suit your personality and coloring, but if it's 2 sizes too small, it doesn't fit. Or a gray suit might fit you perfectly, but if you feel it makes you look boring or old-fashioned, then it doesn't suit your style.
Fit is size, suit is style. Look, that's a really useful difference. Okay, so I'm in the fitting room. I try on some pants. What if they don't feel right? How do I describe problems with the fit?
Good question. If they're generally too big, you can say they're loose. These pants feel too loose.
Loose. Okay. The opposite of tight.
Exactly. And you can be specific about where it doesn't fit well. You might say, this shirt is too tight around the shoulders, or these pants are too big around the waist. You pinpoint the problem area.
Tight around the shoulders, too big around the waist. Very specific.
Or you can talk about length. The sleeves aren't long enough, meaning they're too short. Or maybe the collar is too tight on a shirt. Notice we use too short, too tight when it's more than you want.
Right. Too much.
And we use enough, often not long enough, not big enough, when it's less than you want or need.
Too and enough. Got it. Okay, so that's problems with the fit, the size. What if the size is okay, but I just don't like the style on me?
Yeah.
It doesn't suit me.
Exactly. If it doesn't suit you, you need words to explain why. You could say, it's too casual for me. Maybe you need something for a formal event.
Too casual. Okay.
Or the opposite. It's too fancy for me. Maybe it's a very elaborate dress and you prefer simpler things. Fancy means elaborate, decorative, maybe expensive looking.
Too fancy.
If it looks like something from a long time ago, you might say it's too old-fashioned for me.
Old-fashioned. Right.
And sometimes clothes follow very specific trends. If a style is very alternative or trendy in a way you don't like, you might say it's a little too hipster for me, for example.
Huh. Too hipster. Okay, so you can explain why the style isn't right.
Yes, it helps you articulate your preference. It's not just, I don't like it, it's why.
Okay, so after all that, trying things on, checking the fit, deciding if it suits me, there's the price tag again. What if I really love it, it fits, it suits, but oh dear, it costs too much money.
The eternal problem. The simplest way to say you don't have enough money for it is, I can't afford it.
I can't afford it.
Well,
clear and simple.
Very clear. I love these shoes, but I just can't afford them right now. Or if you need to be careful with money generally, not just for this one item, you can say, I'm on a tight budget.
On a tight budget, meaning you don't have much extra money to spend.
Exactly. We can't go out for dinner this week. We're on a tight budget. It explains why you're being careful with spending.
Okay. I can't afford it, or I'm on a tight budget. Now, what about the opposite situation? You're not on a tight budget. You see something amazing. You weren't planning to buy it. You don't really need it, but you buy it anyway. What's that called?
That happens to the best of us. That's called an impulse buy. Or you can say you buy something on impulse.
Impulse buy, like a sudden urge.
Precisely.
All
You
right.
didn't plan it. You just saw it, liked it, and bought it in the moment. You might even feel a little bit guilty or regretful afterwards, thinking, did I really need that?
Yeah, the feeling after the impulse buy. I went out for milk and came back with a new coat. It was a total impulse buy.
That's a perfect example, buying something spontaneously, driven by desire rather than need.
Okay, impulse buy. Good phrase to know. Phew. Shopping can be complicated. We've covered a lot there. Let's move on from buying clothes. How about talking about clothes on other people? And also just the simple things we do with clothes every day, like getting dressed. First, compliments. It's nice to tell someone they look good. How can we give a compliment about their clothes or style?
Giving compliments is lovely, isn't it? It makes people feel good. A simple general compliment is always nice. That looks good on you, or it's a good look for you. You can't go wrong with those.
That looks good on you. Nice and friendly.
Very. You can also be more specific if you notice something particular. Maybe their shirt matches their pants really well. You could say, that goes well with your shoes, or that goes well with your skirt. Goes well with means they match or complement each other.
As well.
Or maybe the color looks great on them. That color really suits you. Or even it matches your eyes. People like hearing that.
It matches your eyes. That's a nice specific one.
It is. You can also compliment specific aspects, like, I like the fit, if it fits them perfectly, or I like the style, or I like the colors. Just point out what you appreciate.
I like the fit. I like the style.
Okay. And finally, you can comment on the overall impression. If someone looks very neat, well-dressed, maybe for work or an event, you can say, you look very smart. Especially common in British English, smart means well-dressed and elegant.
Look smart. Okay.
Or if they look particularly graceful or refined, you look very elegant.
Elegant. That's a lovely compliment.
It is. These compliments focus on the positive effect of their clothing choices.
Great ways to be positive. Now let's get really basic. The actions. Putting clothes on, taking them off. What are the worst?
Right, the everyday actions. When you start wearing something, the phrasal verb is put on. You put on your coat, put on your socks, put on your hat.
Put on.
The opposite, when you remove clothing, is take off. Take off your shoes when you come inside. Take off your jacket.
Put on. Take off. Got it.
If you change from one set of clothes into another, like from pajamas into day clothes, or work clothes into casual clothes, you get changed.
Get changed means put on different clothes.
Exactly. A slightly more general term for putting on your clothes for the day is get dressed. I need to get dressed before we leave.
Get dressed.
And the opposite of that, at the end of the day perhaps, is get undressed. Taking all your clothes off.
Get dressed, get undressed. Okay.
And one more dress up. This means putting on your nicest clothes. Smart clothes, fancy clothes, usually for a special occasion like a party, a wedding, a formal dinner.
Dress up for special times.
Right. Are we dressing up for the restaurant tonight? It means, should we wear something nice?
Okay, put on, take off, get changed, get dressed, get undressed, dress up. Lots of useful verbs there. Now for a fun one, sometimes we make mistakes getting dressed. Maybe we're tired or in a hurry. What are some funny ways we talk about these mistakes?
Yes, these happen to everyone. They can be a bit embarrassing, but also quite funny. Okay, first mistake. You might put something on back to front.
Back to front Meaning,
Meaning the part that should be on your back is on your front, and the front part is on your back. The clothing is turned around horizontally.
like
Yeah.
wearing a sweater with a V-neck at the back.
Exactly like that. Or the label is showing at the front. You just need to take it off and turn it around. Back to front.
Okay, back to front. What else?
You could wear something inside out.
Inside out.
This means the inside surface of the clothing is facing outwards, and the outside surface is against your skin. You can often see the seams, the stitching on the outside.
Oh, right. So the wrong side is showing.
Exactly. The long side is showing. Again, you just need to take it off and turn it the right way out. Inside out.
Back to front, inside out. Any others?
One more common one, though it applies to more than just clothes, is upside down.
Upside down. How can clothes be upside down?
Well, maybe not a shirt easily, but think about putting on glasses upside down. Or maybe putting a hat on the wrong way up. Or maybe even a t-shirt with a big picture on it if you somehow managed to put it on so the picture was upside down. Ah, I see. So the top part is where the bottom should be. Upside down.
Exactly. Back to front, inside out, upside down. Little mistakes we all make sometimes.
They are funny when you notice them.
Wow, we have covered so much ground today. Really a deep dive into clothes and actions. We started with just naming basic clothes, then added amazing detail with colors, patterns, materials.
That order. Color, pattern, material, item. And plain before the color.
Right. Then we learned how to talk about actions happening right now with the present continuous, the be plus verbing.
Combining the clothes and the action. She's wearing a blue dress and she's reading a book.
Exactly. Then we went shopping, talking about sales, markdown prices, clearance aisles.
And how to ask for options. Does it come in black? Or what to say if it's sold out?
Plus trying things on in the fitting rooms. And that key difference between fit for size and suit for style.
Describing problems too loose, too tight, sleeves not long enough.
And saying why a style doesn't work too casual, too fancy, too old-fashioned.
And dealing with the price. I can't afford it. I'm on a tight budget. Or making an impulse buy.
Then we move to compliments. That looks good on you, it suits you, you look smart.
And those daily actions. Put on, take off, get changed, get dressed, dress up.
Finishing with those funny mistakes.
Yeah.
Back to front, inside out, upside down. It really feels like we have a whole toolbox now for these everyday situations.
Absolutely. You really do have a lot of practical language now. Tools to help you describe what you see, understand shopping situations, and talk about your daily routines much more clearly and hopefully confidently.
So here's something for you, the listener, to think about. Take a look around you right now, or think about what you're wearing. How would you describe those clothes using some of the new words we learned today? Try using the color, pattern, material, item order, and maybe pick just one new word or phrase from our deep dive today. Maybe suit versus fit, or on sale, or back to front, and try to use it in a conversation this week. See how it feels.